Union is back at it again with yet another reason as to why Union LA is one of the best Jordan brand collaborators of all time. What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I'm reviewing and giving away a pair of Union LA Air Jordan 2s in the Gray Fog colorway. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Like I said, later on in the video I'll be telling you guys how you can win a pair of Union LA Air Jordan 2s for yourself, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But in today's video I'm reviewing a pair of sneakers that I've been looking forward to for a very long time. In fact, this has been one of my most anticipated releases of 2022. And I've got to say, having the sneaker in hand doesn't disappoint. This is a shoe that I like just as much as I thought I would, which is not always the case. The Union LA Air Jordan 2s released in two different colorways, this Gray Fog colorway and the Rattan colorway, which is sort of a yellowy version of this shoe. They both released on April 15th on Union LA's website for a retail price of $225. Now for this review, I actually had to buy this pair on GOAT because the pair that I bought on Union LA still hasn't shown up yet. It's been 2 weeks, so I don't know where it's at. And that's because the release procedure on Union LA's website was kind of botched. They got way more people in than I think they expected, which at this point I feel like you have to know that hundreds of thousands of people are going to flock to your website when you're releasing a Jordan brand collaboration. So you hope by this point they would have had something like this figured out. It's possible they were trying new bot protection measures, which I think is probably the case, so maybe that's why it didn't work out. But as you may have seen on Roscoe's live stream where I was when the shoe officially released, I got charged 6 times before I actually was able to get through and purchase the shoe. So I had 6 pending payments on my card for about a week until they actually canceled my official purchase and made me rebuy the shoe through a new invoice. Come to think of it, it was actually a very messy release, but the good news is, at least for me, is that I should have a pair of the Rattans coming, the yellow colorway, which I think might have been a Union LA online exclusive, but in its place I have this pair of the Gray Fogs that I picked up on GOAT to review for you guys, because if I had waited to review the Rattan pair, it might have been another 2 or 3 weeks. All that to say, the release of this collaboration was absolutely not the simplest or cleanest, but the good news is, if you were able to grab a pair of these and you filled out a new invoice for Union LA, you should have a pair coming in the mail for you sometime soon. And it's funny because even though I bought this shoe from GOAT, they didn't ship from the US, they shipped from overseas, because this shoe actually did release overseas and the release procedures over there weren't as botched. But all that said, I'm extremely excited to finally have a pair of these. I love this collaboration and I'm stoked just to wear it. But before we dive any deeper into this shoe, and you probably saw this coming if you've watched any of my other reviews, but let's first take a look at the box. Ah, shoot, I got iced tea on it. Well, it's not DS anymore. But here's the box for the Union LA Air Jordan 2s. It comes in this nice matte gray color, or I guess possibly matte silver color. There's more iced tea on this box. Yuck. One thing I really love about this box that you might only be able to see if you catch the box in the right light is that they've actually added these perforation circles all over the top of the box that kind of match the shoe. I think it gives this box a really cool and unique look. I love when collaborations not only change up the shoe, but also change up the box. And when I mean change up the box, not just change the color of the box, but actually change the box. And in this case, Union did a really great job of doing that. The perforations pretty much carry over the entire box except for the bottom of the box, and then on the top of the box you've got this Union LA tag, which is actually the same tag that you find on the sneaker itself. So this tag is a sticker. It comes in sort of an off-white cream color accented by red. You've got the Jumpman and Union logo, and then you've got the season, HO21, which stands for Holiday 21. It's pretty apparent by that this shoe was supposed to release at the end of last year, but instead is releasing in the middle of 2022. That's one of the reasons why I don't love putting specific dates on products, or other people putting specific dates on products, because they really literally date themselves very quickly, and if the shoe doesn't release when it says it's going to release, it just looks kind of dumb. That's my own personal opinion. I understand what they were trying to do, and if this did release in the holiday of 2021, it would make more sense, but I guess it's kind of just a cool story now. Maybe not a cool story, just a story. On one end of the box, you've got the size tag that comes in black. I went with the size 9, which is my true size, and the official colorway of this shoe is Gray Fog Siren Red. Another detail that I wanted to point out that I just thought was really cool was that on the inside of the top of the box, you've actually got sort of a reversed Union and Jordan brand logo. You've got the flight text and then the Jumpman sort of placed diagonally from each other. Then you've got the Union text, and diagonally up from that, you've got Union LA's silhouette logo, which if you guys didn't know, is actually famous actor Sidney Poitier. You've also got that design printed and repeated in white on the paper, which I thought was a nice touch. Great packaging all around. I love how it relates to the shoe, but also how they kept it so simple and clean. But getting back to the sneaker, the reason for the timing of this release is because 2022 is the 35th anniversary of the Air Jordan 2s. And that's why it feels like Jordan Brand is pushing out Air Jordan 2 collaboration after Air Jordan 2 collaboration. 1, because they are, and 2, because it's the 35th anniversary, so they feel like they can sort of revive the silhouette, because as you guys know, the Air Jordan 2 is not one of the most popular Air Jordan retros. And while personally I sort of fall into that camp, the Air Jordan 2 is not one of my favorite retros, it's still a good shoe and it's still definitely worth picking up if you like the collaboration. So the official name behind this collection is The Future Is Now, and that's because the idea behind the collection, or the concept behind the collection, is that this stuff is designed to look like futuristic gear that's been worn in. And I could definitely see that concept on this collaboration. It's got sort of a moon boot vibe. Maybe that's just because the shoe is gray, but at the same time, I think you get what I'm talking about. The Air Jordan 2 is a very boot-like sneaker. But why don't we dive into the upper of this shoe and find out what materials make up the Union LA Air Jordan 2s. So starting off around the toe of the sneaker, you've got this nice sort of medium or neutral gray suede. Actually, a lot of this upper is covered in suede, something that I didn't realize when I was first looking at images of this shoe, and I'm really happy that's the case because I love suede on sneakers. Yes, it kind of sucks when you get it wet, but at the same time, it looks good when it's dry. Moving up from the suede mudguard, you've got this gray canvas material on the toe, which is actually perforated all the way around the edge. And then continuing up from there, you've got some more gray suede on the eye stay of the sneaker, as well as these off-white colored flat laces. Now, something nice about this collaboration is that if you don't like this lace color, they do give you two other lace options. They give you a yellow option that matches really nicely with the tag on the side of the shoe, and then a gray option which matches with the upper of the shoe. Then underneath the laces, you've got more of that gray canvas material on the tongue of the sneaker. At the top of the tongue, you've got the sail colored patch with the Jumpman and Union logo printed in the center in red. And one of my favorite things about this patch thing is that at the bottom of it, you've actually got these yellow zigzag stitches, which not only tie into the Union LA logo, but actually call back to the Union LA Air Jordan 1s. Oh, and something else that I'm just noticing, but I also really dig, is that you've also got these two little red accent stitches at the top and at the bottom of the tag as well. Around the edge of the tongue, you've got exposed foam, which is kind of a trendy thing to do right now, but I still think it looks really nice. And then moving inside the sneaker, you've got this tan leather sock liner. Finally, rounding off the inside of the shoe, you've got a bright yellow insole, which again matches the Union LA tag, as well as the Jumpman and the Union logo printed on the heel in red. As far as sizing and fit, the Air Jordan 2 Union LAs do seem to fit true to size. I'm not too familiar with other Air Jordan 2s, I've just not had too many pairs of them, but I would assume that they fit very similar to this, at least the off-white 2s that I have too. That's one really nice thing about Nike and Jordan brand. Generally, their sizing is on point. So if you don't have a chance to try these on before you buy them, I would recommend grabbing them true to size. Continuing back in the shoe to the midfoot, you've got more of that gray perforated canvas. Just above that, you've got these blue plastic eyelets, which I think accent the shoe really nicely. And just below those, you've got the Union LA tag in bright yellow. One of my favorite details on the shoe is this perforated suede wing panel, which I think looks incredible. And this suede panel rests on top of a blue panel, which I think is some sort of synthetic leather. But this blue panel is slightly larger than the suede and actually gives it this really nice blue outline, which I love, as well as adding this really nice pop of blue to the perforation holes. Moving even farther back around the top of the ankle, you've got more of that gray canvas material. However, unlike on the front half of the shoe, this time around this panel features these little stitched circles in gray, which actually mimic the box. Or I guess the box mimics the shoes. Either way, I like that they're both tied together with a nice design detail that sort of runs across both things. I think it's really cool. Then, in one of the most eye-catching details of this entire collaboration, on the lateral side of the shoe, you've got this sort of sail colored patch that wraps all the way around the top of the ankle, and it features the same design and branding that you find on the top of the box. So at the top of this tag, you've got the Nike Wings logo. It's not the Jordan Wings logo, it's the Nike Wings logo in this case. You've got the HO21 again for the season it was supposed to drop, and then you've got the Union logo at the bottom. This is actually a detail that I like a lot. In fact, we've had some Apothecary sock collections where our socks have a very similar detail on the collar of the sock. We've been doing this for about 2 years at this point with this detail. I've always loved it, and so seeing it on a pair of sneakers is also a cool touch. Then continuing around to the back of the sneaker, you've got these molded gray suede panels, which mimic the panels on an Air Jordan 2. I think it's a really nice touch. Then at the top of the heel, I guess finishing off the back of the shoe, you've got the Nike logo embossed into a piece of gray leather. Moving down on the sneaker, you've got this light gray Air Jordan 2 midsole, and then finally rounding off the sneaker, you've got this matching light gray rubber outsole accented by this bright infrared hit on the forefoot. Overall, I think that the Union LA Air Jordan 2 is my second favorite sneaker collaboration that Union's ever done behind the Air Jordan 1s. I feel like this collaboration has a lot of soul, a lot of heart, it's got a lot going for it, and even though it's on a silhouette that people don't love as much as some of the other silhouettes that they've collaborated on, I feel like this is probably my second favorite, which is funny because it's the Air Jordan 2 behind the Air Jordan 1, which is my first favorite. It's a super clean shoe, and if you like the way this collaboration looks, even if you don't like the Air Jordan 2, I definitely think it's worth picking up. Resale prices aren't that crazy right now, so if you didn't get it for retail, now might be the time to buy. But now let's talk about how you can win a pair of Union LA Air Jordan 2s in the Gray Fog colorway for yourself. So entering this giveaway is incredibly simple. All you need to do is subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and then sign up for the Apothecary email list, which is linked in the top of the description below. I actually just linked Apothecary's website. You actually should get a pop-up to sign up for the email list when you go to the homepage. That's how you do it, and that's all there is to it. If you're already subscribed and you're already signed up for the Apothecary email list, you're good to go. The winner will be picked at random from that email list in about 2 weeks, and then we'll email the winner and let you guys know who won. The last giveaway I did, I had people enter through the comment section, which looking back on it wasn't a great idea because there was a ton of spam comments telling people that they won and then asking for money. Do not answer any of those spam comments. I will not contact you that way. For this giveaway, we will only be contacting the winner through the Apothecary email list, so if someone comments and said that you won, you didn't win, it's a scam, don't answer. Once again, if you want to win a pair of Union LA Air Jordan 2s in the gray fog colorway in your size, make sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscribe button down below and signing up for the Apothecary email list. But now I would love to know your thoughts on the Union LA Air Jordan 2s and what you thought of the release, what you thought of the sneakers, and all that sort of good stuff, so make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.